she sat down, ate, then the music started showing up, and so I thought, well, time for me to move outside. So I went outside. Pretty soon this gal come out and wanted to know if she could borrow a chair off my table.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, you can have a chair or you can sit at my table, I don't care. So she sat down with me. She was from Pittsburgh? No. I think it was Pittsburgh. Oh, Pittsburgh or Philadelphia? Philadelphia, I believe. And she is a college student, goes to school in Boston, and took off this summer to visit a whole bunch of towns.
Yeah.
Riding the train and doing her thing. And she said, you know, they would never believe this back east at a place like YJ's and how big Kansas City is, spread all over everything. And have this goofy little restaurant there and really good music and all that. And Steve was in there playing the saxophone. She thought he was the cutest thing she ever seen. And I told her, hey, give me your address and I'll come down next week when he's here and take a picture and send it to you. Turned if she didn't. So, but she just thought this was a place that no one in the East would believe. And
yeah.
Their coffee houses there are where everybody sits and does their own thing and you don't talk to anybody else. Down there, everybody talks to everybody. And
well, the thing is, YJ's is a result of people who just decided not to let other people tell them what they should or should not be. And, oops, an opportunity. Maybe I can do this. And the opportunity came when other like-minded people who had the money and the ability bought the facility and offered it to one person in particular, which is David Ford. And YJ is literally, this little place in Kansas City is literally the standard by which I use to measure the world, really. I go to towns now looking for a place like YJ's.
And she was going to, she had to leave at 8:30 because she had to catch a train to Lawrence. She was coming to Lawrence that night, Sunday night. And Monday was when the students arrived, so she would have officially arrived. I imagine with a lot of them here Sunday night. So she would have a wild time in Lawrence, I'm sure.
Yeah. Lawrence can be good for that.
Yeah. She just
Massachusetts Street, Main Street in town on Lawrence, on a Thursday night. And still, you know, a lot of restaurants open, a lot of places open, a lot of the parking spots are full.
and a zillion people walking down the street.
I've been to many towns where this would be a terrible thing because it's the wrong kind of people wandering around.
I'm afraid to go out at night.
We don't want this in our town. Like what? Business? Enterprise? People? Life? You know, I read, when we were looking to buy a house, I read a lot of descriptions of houses that said, quiet street, quiet community, And I'm thinking to myself, quiet. What do they mean by quiet? Because to me, quiet can mean boring. How about it be a little less quiet and, you know, if they said peaceful street, nobody's going to bother you. Or peaceful community, everybody respects each other. I would love that. I have known of many quiet places where it was neither peaceful nor respectful of anything.
No.
I've been to many quiet places where they're quiet because there's somebody who won't allow you to do anything. So quiet is not a very good description of things.
First name Tiffany, spelled Tom, Ida, Frank, Ida, Nora, Yankee, Militia L. Lincoln.
When we were in Raytown, somebody wrote a nasty gram to us, to our first impression of Raytown that I wrote in the blog, which was that the town was failing. And they wrote, well, what Raytown is a quiet place. It's a great place to raise your family. And you were talking to me earlier about code words, like, you know, now I think that anytime I hear right-wing people talking about liberals or socialists, I just replace those words with the N-word, and I know exactly what they're saying now. But when they say quiet, family values, well, quiet means that some fascist has come along and shut everybody up. Family values, what that means is that they don't allow anything weird or odd in their town. They don't like, for instance, if you're a single mom, then you've already got the scarlet A on your breast, and we won't have anything to do with you. We'll make life hard for you. Or if you're a skater kid, we're going to, you know, harass you and call you names and try and drive you out of our town. Or how about the West Memphis 3, you know, the West Memphis 3 were kids who listen to heavy metal music and wore black all the time, so thus they must be guilty of murder, even though it's pretty much been determined that it was some wacko in town that everybody knows about who really did the crime.
4930 on Georgia, and
so quiet does not necessarily mean a great place to live. And it's unfortunate that you have to move.
Grave, huh?
Exactly. That's a good saying. Unfortunately, you have to live in a college town to find any kind of semblance of community and culture and nightlife in the Midwest sometimes. And YJ's breaks that mold. It's on a street that at one time was almost completely empty and not used for anything.
Speaking of that, did you see that building down the street there, going towards Broadway?
Somebody has disturbed the quiet.
Somebody is moving in there, doing a bunch of remodels and so forth and so on. So it looks like another gallery of some kind.
492330 on Georgia.
Although one thing I do need to complain about Lawrence, Kansas, they have some of the darkest streets that I've ever seen.
Yep.
One light on this street. How about some infrastructure, folks? When I lived here, I used to walk around this town. Broken sidewalks where I live. No street lights whatsoever. We had some thugs living across the street from us. Like to follow people around and try and see if they get an opportunity to get them on a dark street corner. Well, there's plenty of opportunities in Lawrence, Kansas.
And are you switching to west or are you staying here? I'm staying with them.
We are by the fraternity houses. Going down Tennessee Street and stop it here for a second.